In today's video, I want to talk about loss. I recently lost somebody decently close to me. He wasn't my actual uncle, but he was like an uncle to me. Now, obviously, everybody deals with loss differently, everybody takes it differently depending on your emotional standpoints and how you view the world, I guess. For me, it doesn't hit me until I see them in the casket, and then I start processing it more and more. However, this time was a little bit different than the others. I guess for me, it doesn't process until you see that they're truly gone. But, it really hit different this time because he has young kids. I wouldn't say young, like they can still process it and they know that their dad is gone. I think they're, around like 12 and 13, I want to say, somewhere around that area. But it's still, hard to think about and hard to see because I guess what I was thinking about whenever I saw that was, what if that was my father in that casket? And there's not really much you could do about it, rather if you believe in God or not. I always say that God's gonna take us when He takes us. There's not much you could do about it. And I guess that is the sad reality of life. You live, you work, you die, and hope that people remember your name after you're gone. But, he had a lot of people who truly cared about him and still do. Like, watching his mom and his sister, which is my aunt, like, cry. It was a weird feeling. I wasn't there for most of the funeral. I didn't stay for the service because they were having a little after party, and I was helping set that up. Mostly because the funeral homes, they give me the chills. I can't stay in them for too long without, kind of tearing up. And, the day before, I had went over there to start setting up stuff for their little, after funeral get together, so to speak, and she was crying. It was bad. Every time she looked over at that trailer, you could tell that she wanted to see him out there, sitting out on the porch, smoking a cigarette like he normally would be, but he's not there, and it looks so empty. I guess what I'm trying to get at is you don't realize what you have until they're truly gone. Like, it feels like it was just Christmas and he was sitting in the living room with us and everybody was laughing and, joking around, having a good time, enjoying Christmas with the family. And, it, like, back what I was saying on earlier, it really made me think, what if that was my dad? Or, like, my mom? What if that was my parents in there? Because now his kids have to grow up without a parent in their lives. They still have their mother, yes, but they don't have their father anymore to look up to, Especially when they get older. They don't have any dad to go get advice from, any dad to teach them how to shave and whatnot, and just the little things that you will get from having a parent in your lives and stuff like that. And as I'm recording this, I'm trying not to, tear up a little bit while recording. I keep having to cut some of this out because it's hard. It really is, and it's so taxing on your mental, I would say, just to think about that person is truly gone. You will not see them again. I feel like it doesn't hit until the day after. Like, as I'm sitting here recording this, it really hits. And especially for, like, his close family members, like his mother and his sisters. It's bad. It really is, because you don't realize that until you're alone again, or just back at the house the next day. It doesn't click until then that they're gone forever now. The thing for me, I wish that I had cherished the moments I had with that person and whatnot. Towards the end of his life, I didn't go over there much because between my family being busy and me not having a way to, get over there and stuff like that, and just roadblocks in the way of life, I realized that I should really cherish my family and the people around me more. And I think the hardest thing to think about is that you could be talking to a person one day and the next day they could be gone. Like, it doesn't matter what it was by or what happened to them. If they're gone, they're gone. There's nothing you can do about it. They don't respawn, so to speak, like it's a video game. They're gone forever. And this is why I'm going to tell you guys, cherish the people around you. Cherish these moments that you have with your family, your friends, because you never know when something could happen. You don't realize what you had until they're truly gone, I feel. Like, you don't realize the impact they had on your lives. And I think I'm going to tell y'all one of my favorite memories of them. It was years ago, Christmas, and I was sitting out on the porch. Nobody had got me anything. Everybody had opened their gifts and stuff already, and I was sitting out there, feeling down, and he felt bad, so he ran up to his house and got a brand new football that he had just bought and wrapped it up in a gift for me and gave it to me. And we sat out there and played with his sons for a couple of hours with that football, and that's just one of my favorite moments. And I still cherish that to this day. I'm tearing up making this. It's hard, man. It's hard. Cherish the people in your lives. Cherish them. Because, like I said, I'm going to say it again, you don't know what you have until they are truly gone. And, I think the biggest factor is that, you don't know when it's going to happen or what's going to happen. Like, this, at the start of the year, I remember him getting hospitalized, and like I said before, just roadblocks in life. I wasn't able to go pay him a visit and whatnot, and till a couple weeks back, they told me he was dead, and I didn't know what to think about it until, again, I walked up into the funeral home and laid my eyes on the casket and seeing him lifeless. It's hard, man. It's really hard. And me, I knew him pretty good, but not as well as his closest family. So if it's this hard for me and I'm sitting here tearing up making this video, you just got to think about how hard it is for them. And now his mother has lost both of her boys. All she's got is the two sisters left, and like I said again, it's gonna be hard, especially for the next few months, probably the rest of the year. It's gonna be really hard to look over across the street and realize again, he's not out there doing something, working on a car, or mowing the lawn, sitting out on the porch, playing with his kids. He's not gonna be there. And I like I said, I feel for his boys. It's gonna be a tough life for the rest of their lives not having their dad around. And I think that's what really hit me, because I can't fathom the idea of my dad being in a casket and me having to deal with that for the rest of my life. And I tried thinking in my head what I would say about him. For if I had to make a speech on my father for a funeral and whatnot, and I couldn't think of what to say. I'm not that brave or anything to even do something like that. I don't think I would be able to. And like I said, it's got to be hard on them. Even his wife, like, I was there when they got married and all that, and it feels like it was just yesterday, and now I'm watching her cry and watching his kids not really know what to do. You could see it in their eyes. They're upset. It's probably not hit them yet, but if it doesn't hit them today, it'll hit them soon. And I hope that they can move past it and be brave enough to keep pushing forward. But what I'm going to say is this, is cherish your loved one. Go to your wife, your husband, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your best friends, and tell them you love them, man. Tell them that you love them, because you don't know when they could go. You won't realize it until it's too late how much that they had an impact on you, and how much you actually cared for that person until they're truly gone. So I ask you this, just go see your family. Go see your friends, go see your brothers, go see your sisters. Visit with them, talk with them, ask them how they've been. But because like I said, and I'm going to say it one final time, you don't know when something could happen. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week. You don't know until they're gone. But that's about it for this one, guys. I hope you have an amazing start to your week and amazing rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next one.
I'm so sick of self-provoking, sick of feeling broken. I'm not joking when I'm talking about my past emotions. I'm the one who's chosen to be open, and the path I've chosen is from